right, you got your first listing. You've got a status change. You've got something going. Maybe you're canceling it. Maybe it's gone to pending. You need to make a change. Well, you're in luck. This is the right form for you. Northwest Multiple Listing Form, Form 19. If this is your first time using any of these forms, go through real quick the manual, line by line. Take a quick peek at it. Make yourself familiar. Also, at some point in time, either a buyer or a seller is going to ask you, all right, this question about this form. What am I doing here? What's going on? And typically it's the seller because you're working with the listing, right? Know this stuff. You don't have to have it memorized. It's kind of like real estate 101 school. You don't have to have it memorized. You got to have a pretty good idea what direction you're heading. All right, let's go back to the form. I'm going to run you through the form. Property address. That's house number, street, city, don't have to put the county, state, and zip code. Area, that is Northwest Multiple Listing Area. It'll be like area 520 is West Bellevue, that kind of thing, right? Listing number, that is the listing that comes off of your listing. Seller, you got the spot for 1 and 2 sellers' name, both their first and last names. The firm, that is the listing agent's firm, listing broker's firm, right? In my case, it'll be Summit Properties Northwest. Office ID, that is 5361. That is my office ID number within the Northwest Multiple Listing Service. Here's our office number. Listing broker. This was my listing. Even though I'm the managing broker, I would be the listing broker on this transaction. So I'd put in Sean Reynolds. You're going to put in your name, your lag number. My lag number is 60332. This is all information in the MLS. So, and then my telephone number, I'm going to put in my cell phone number. Let's get down to the actual guts of the form here. All right. So you're going to check one of these boxes, whichever applies to you. And we'll go through each one so you kind of get an idea of what you're doing. Price change, seller signature required. So check this out. So if you do have a price change, you're reducing it or increasing it, you got to look to each of these boxes if they require the seller's signature and possibly your designated broker's signature. So if you've got a change, go to this form first and look at it and go, oh, okay, I need the seller's signature required on a price change. And then you can check one. You can either reduce it or increase it. And then you put the new list price. Again, right here, it says new list price. Let's go left to right. What do you say? We'll just keep going. Extend expiration date, seller signature required for active listings only. If expired, use Form 18, amendment to the listing agreement. But this, you can just extend the listing period. Extend current expiration date. This is where it expires. New expiration date. You just switch that out. You put your new information in, check your box. That's your seller signature. At the bottom of the form, get your seller's signature. You don't need your designated branch or branch manager on this one, but we will get to one where you do. Back to active. Say you switched it from contingent or pending or taken off market. Then you've got back to active date. That this is the date that you put it back to active, however it is. Whatever that date is, right? Contingent. This is when you are going contingent. All right. CB is, we've got contingent date. That's the date of CD. Sorry. BB is the buyer's broker ID number. This is who you are going contingent with. Co-buyer broker, if in case they're working in a team, something like that. There's 2 of them. Buyer brokerage office is in this box. Co-buyer brokerage office. That's very rare. Don't have to have either the seller or the managing broker's signature. Here we've got a number of different kind of pendings. We've got pending inspection, feasibility, backup requested, pending short sale. For each of these, you're just going to follow it through. Pending date, that is the date that it has gone pending. That is typically the date of mutual acceptance. Buyer broker ID, co-buyer broker, same drill as the box above. Closed. Hey, congrats. You've closed the transaction. Well done. So you put in the closed date. You put in the closed price. That is the negotiated closed sales price. That is the number that is recorded with the county. Official final number. Purchaser's name and the type of financing. See the codes below. Here you've got your financing. It's usually either going to be cash, which is or conventional, which is number 1, FHA, VA, or number 4, cash. Those are typically what you're going to be dealing with. All right. None of those require any seller or managing broker signature. Here's one with seller signature required. Temporary off market. Say you're going to take the property off the market during the holidays. All right. So then it's got to be a minimum of 7 days, a maximum of 40 days. Must be entered by the MLS. So you fill this in, you send it to them. They will do it. They don't want to have any shenanigans. They don't want to have any, manipulation of data here. So they're the ones that go ahead and input it. And you can have the MLS input all of this stuff, right? You can have the MLS input your entire listing. Call up the MLS and say, hey, how do I do that? They will walk you through. And on any of these forms, the MLS is great at responding to questions. If you can't get a hold of your managing broker and you have questions beyond what I've described to you here. All right, sale, fail, release. Maybe, for example, it's been canceled. All right, seller cancels it. Or the transaction doesn't go anywhere. The buyer is just like, can't get it. Financing went sideways. So this could be on pending or contingent listings. The designated broker or branch manager signature is required. So not your seller, just your managing broker, whomever you report to as signing off on your transactions. Get the inactive date when you are taking it off, and then the expiration of when this listing does expire. So get that information on there. Next one is canceled. This requires designated branch or branch manager signature required. And you just put the date it was canceled. Boom, done. Rental property type only. So lease, this is a rental date when it was rented. When you are starting the lease from, put that date. Lease or rented price, how much that is. $3,000 a month, $3,000 per month. Whatever you want to put in there that accurately reflects what's going on. Check this box if you want to. Buyer brokerage firm compensation. Changes the seller and designated branch or manager signatures required. This requires both of them because it is a compensation one. We've had a number of changes with compensation lately. There was a big lawsuit that involved Berkshire Hathaway and Compass and the National Association of Realtors. There's a $1.8 billion judgment. It's still ongoing, but because there's some differences with compensation, this gives you the ability, but you got to have your seller and your designated branch manager to change that. Here's the old compensation, the new compensation. This just kind of dials in exactly what it is that you're changing, making modifications to. Other changes, write in the field name abbreviation followed by new or changed information. The field name, this is somewhere within your listing that you've got something that you want to change and you want to have the Northwest Multiple Listing do it. You go ahead and put in the field name. Maybe it's square footage source, whatever. And then you type in your new info here. Just along those lines. All right, let's keep going because we're getting close. We're getting close. Additional space required. See attachment. Okay. If submitting to the MLS, send to right there. There is where you send it to. Okay. Get your seller signature, date it. If you have a second seller, put it there. Broker signature. That's the listing agent. That's you. If this is your listing, designated broker or branch manager, your designated manager, or your designated broker, or your owner of your firm, whomever's acting as the managing broker. All right. So that is basically it on Form 19. Check out all of our other forms. We've got a video on just about every form in the MLS. And don't be afraid to check out some of Properties Northwest. We've got an 80-20 split. We've got 0 desk fees. We are not a member of the National Association of Realtors, so you don't have that. We've got a low annual cap. Check us out. Thanks for watching the video. We'll catch up soon. Bye.